guys, so for this trick, we need the deck to be shuffled. So let's go ahead and give it a nice, thorough shuffle, just like this. And if I had a spectator, I would just want them to go ahead and, name any number, let's say between like 10 and 20, for example. Just because it's a little further down in the middle of the deck. So let's say the name 15, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cards. Perfect. We'll give those to them. And what I want them to do is I just want them to, in a minute, think of one of these cards. So probably not the top or bottom card, because that would be a little bit too obvious. So think of one somewhere randomly in the middle of these 15 cards here. And obviously, if it's in the middle, I'm not really going to know which one you're thinking of. I'll even look away if you want me to, if you don't want me to look at the options, just in case you might think I'll, look where your eyes are looking or something. So yeah, I'll look away, but just think of one in the middle. Okay, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So I would be looking away. But let's just say that the spectator's thinking of the ace of clubs in this case, okay? Just because it's a random card. But obviously in the real trick, we wouldn't know which card that they're thinking of because they would not say it out loud or point to it or anything like that. So I would actually hand the cards back over to the spectator so that they can go ahead and shuffle them. So now they have no idea where their card is located within the 15 cards. Perfect. All right, that's good. So since you have your own 15 cards, I also kind of want my own 15 cards. So I'm gonna have you say stop whenever you want to. Let's say stop right there. And we'll take the 15 cards from where you said stop. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, just like that. Perfect, and I can also mix up these cards as much as I want to. Doesn't matter, and you can still mix up your pile if you think yours is somewhere it's not shuffled enough. You can go ahead and shuffle yours even more. So perfect. The ultimate goal of this trick though is I want to try and find out your card, right? So remember, you only mentally selected a card, right? So there's no way I could know which card you're thinking of. But what if I told you that I could find your card, take it out of your pile, and put it inside of my pile? That would be crazy, right? I'm gonna do it right now. 1, 2, 3. It's already done. Go ahead and count how many cards you have now. You should have 15, correct? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Looks like there's one missing. What was your card? You can tell me. It was the ace of clubs, right? If we look through. I don't think I see the ace of clubs anywhere. That's because in my pile here, I had 15, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It appears that one is missing, but looks like it jumped over here. And yeah, look at that. It's your card, the ace of clubs, your thought of card. And that right there is the trick. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, be sure to stick around for the tutorial. Alright guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. So this trick is actually really simple to do. There's barely any, really tough sleight of hand. There's only one move that's a little tricky, but it's not that hard to get down. So overall, it is a pretty beginner level trick. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. And the only thing that you're gonna need to pull out beforehand are just a pair of cards. And these can be any cards that you want. I just pulled out the 2 black queens, and you can pull out like the 2 red jacks or the 2 red aces or something. Like, it doesn't matter. You guys can do whatever you want. But once you have your pair of cards, you're going to take one of them, place it on the top, and the other, place it on the bottom. And that is the entire setup for the trick. Now, of course, you can do this trick impromptu, so you could have the spectator shuffle the deck like this, and then if you wanted to, you could go through the deck as you show the spectator that the cards are being shuffled, and you could just locate here like a natural pair of soulmates and cut the deck at that point. So now we would have the 2 and the 2 on the top and the bottom there. So that is an impromptu version if you guys are interested in that. If you guys just want to do a setup, that's okay. So you have 2 queens here, one on top, one on the bottom. So first, you're going to take the deck and give it a nice little shuffle here, where you're just going to maintain that top and bottom card so that they don't move from the top or the bottom. So we still have that queen there and that queen there. And at this point, you're going to ask the spectator to name any number between 10 and 20. And as you do this, you're just going to count from the bottom in groups of 3. You're just going to count 3, 6, 9, and 10. And then you're just gonna hold a pinky break right there, okay? So now you have a pinky break set with 10 cards on the bottom of the deck. And this is your preparation for the next sleight of hand thing that you're gonna do in just a minute here. They're thinking of a number, and now you ask them to name it out loud. You can have them change their mind or whatever. It really doesn't matter. But let's say they name the number 13, okay? So we're gonna take 13 cards from the top and just deal them here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And you'll notice that the bottom card of this pile is now going to be that queen of clubs. At this point, you're going to be explaining to the spectator that you're going to spread through these cards and you're just going to have them mentally select any card. And by that, you just mean, I want you to look at any card and just remember it, okay? And as you're explaining this to them, you're going to remember the number that they thought of. So they thought of 13, correct? Since they thought of 13, you're just gonna do 13 minus 1, and that would be 12. So that means you have 10 cards right here on the bottom, and since you need 2 more to be 12, you're just gonna riffle off 1, 2 more cards from the top half of the deck here. That's above the pinky break. I'm gonna lift up at the break and riffle off 1, 2 cards, and then remove my pinky and bring it back. So now I'm holding a break right above the bottom 12 cards now. So I do that entire thing as I explain to the spectator that I just want them to mentally select any card. Don't go for like an obvious one like the bottom one here. This is a little bit of a psychological touch. I just say, don't go for an obvious one like the bottom here. Just go ahead and think of anyone that you want here. Okay, you got one. And let's say that they're thinking in this case of the 7 of hearts, okay? So let's say the 7 of hearts will be their card. I should mention that when you spread out the cards for the spectator, you're gonna spread them out on the table from right to left, face up, okay? So you're gonna spread them out from right to left, so the cards are going in this direction here. And just have the spectator just look at one quick and just remember it, just quick. And when they do this, you're gonna quickly put your finger here on that queen and you're gonna square up all the cards, just like this. You're gonna put this entire pile on the top of the deck and then take all the cards from the break and set them down on the table. And that's really all you have to do, okay? So now you're holding 12 cards in your hand, but these 12 cards are completely random cards from the bottom of the pile. Their card is, somewhere here near the top of the deck. You're just gonna set the deck down and then lift up your hands and show, look, now I don't know which card that you're thinking of in this pile. And since you're showing them the bottom card here, the face, they still see a black queen here. Yes, they might notice that it's a different queen. I'm sure a lot of you did notice that in the performance, but if you do this quickly, and it's a very subconscious kind of thing where they're just gonna remember, okay, there was a black queen there on the bottom because you told them not to think of this card. So in their mind, they're trying hard to remember another card. All they remember is that there was a black queen on the bottom. So to them, when you just do this really quickly, it looks like it's the same pile of cards because of this queen here on the bottom. That's just a very nice psychological touch that I added. So now you're gonna have the spectator just hold on to this pile here and ask them to shuffle the cards. Now they think that they're holding 13 cards and that their card is somewhere in here, okay? So that's really all that's happening now. And at this point, you're gonna take the deck back from the table and you're gonna just give it some false cuts here, just kind of pretend like you're mixing it up, but you do not wanna disturb the top 13 cards. One of these 13 cards is the spectator's card, so you don't wanna disturb any of those cards on the top. So at this point, you're going to be pulling out 13 cards as well, but in reality, you're actually gonna pull out 13 plus 1 cards. So 13 plus 1 is 14. So you're gonna be pulling out 14 cards. And how I do this is when I do some false cuts like this, I just do some random false cuts. I dribble the cards and I catch a break right here, right underneath the top 3 cards, okay? And this is how I'm gonna add a secret card to 13. So I explained to the spectator now that they have 13 cards, so I'm gonna also take 13 cards just to keep it equal. So I'm gonna peel off 1 card, deal it down. And now I have a break right here, right underneath 2 cards. So I'm gonna take those 2 cards as 1 and deal those also on the table as 2. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards. Now, if you do this as natural as possible, if you just deal out those cards normally, it should look like you just dealt yourself 13 cards as well. So now you're holding your pile and the spectator's holding their pile. You're gonna pull up the idea that you can take their card and put it inside of your pile. That would be crazy. And you just want to remind them that they only mentally selected a card. There's no way that you could have found out what card that they thought of because they literally only thought of it in their mind. They didn't say it out loud at all. So now you can snap your fingers, do whatever you want, and you say, look, take a look and count how many cards you have. They're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And they're gonna find that one card is now missing. You have 12, now I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's now an extra one in there. And then you ask them what their card was, and you ask them to spread through here. Do you see it at all? They're gonna say, no, I don't. And then what was their card? Was the 7 of hearts, I believe, right? And then you look through, and then there you go. There's the card in your pile. So magically the card has transported, which is pretty cool. One thing I would add is that before you count up the cards, you should also give your pile just a little bit of a shuffle, just in case those cards are in the same order as before. Since you're shuffling this pile, now the cards will not be in the same order that they were in when you initially showed them the cards like this. Now they're gonna be in a different order. So it kind of just completely makes the spectator forget that these are the same exact cards that they just saw before, because now it just looks like their card appears right here with all of these other random cards. But yeah, that's essentially the trick right there. You guys can really approach this in any way that you want to, but this is my way of doing it. And I've gotten pretty good reactions. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Just practice it a little bit, and hopefully you guys will get it down soon enough. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the trick, and see you guys next time. Bye.